Hey there, and welcome back to our kitchen. I'm Casey, and this is Jenny, and we're two of Festival's Mealtime Mentors. Today we're enjoying an all-American favorite in soup form.
That's right, Casey. Today we're making a cheeseburger soup with burger bun croutons.
I love every part of this recipe.
It's so fun.
Yes, so to get started over here, before this, we already cooked our ground beef, so that'll come into play later. But I have some oil heating up here. I'm going to add some garlic, some chopped celery, chopped onions, and some grated carrots, along with some Worcestershire sauce, because of course, what's a good hamburger without that?
Exactly.
So I'm gonna mix these together and we're gonna let the veggies cook for a little bit, really until they get nice and tender and those onions are translucent.
So while Casey's working on that, I'm going to get working on our super complicated croutons. Just kidding.
You're right.
So what we have here are just some buns from our bulk bins. Actually, they're just buns with sesame seeds on top. We felt really strongly that the bun should have sesame seeds.
Yes.
Definitely not a requirement. But we simply cubed up the bun, and I'm going to put it on our baking sheet here. Spread it out. And then this is going to go into the oven at 400 degrees, and it'll bake for about 10 to 15 minutes or until the croutons are nice and golden and super crunchy.
Yes, I love those. So over here then, our veggies have had a little bit of time to cook and get a little bit softer. So at this point, I'm going to add our flour. This is just all-purpose flour. And I'm going to whisk that together to get the veggies nice and coated with that flour, which is going to really help the soup to thicken up later. So I've got that flour all mixed in. And then I'm going to add our beef broth gradually and whisk as it's going in. Today we're using an unsalted beef broth. So this kind of helps us to control that sodium a little bit, and then we can add our own salt later to flavor it. So I've got the beef broth in, and then I'm also going to add some milk. And we're just using non-fat milk today. This is kind of a lightened up version of maybe a traditional cheeseburger soup with those additions. So I'm going to whisk that together and get that nice and incorporated.
What a great color. I love that the grated carrots make the soup kind of like an orange yellow.
Yes.
So it looks cheesy, and we haven't even added the cheese yet.
Right, because sometimes I feel like with cheese recipes, they don't always turn out that like really great orange yellow color that you want them to, even though they taste great. So yeah, this definitely helps with that. All right, and now I'm going to add some cubed potatoes to make the soup really hearty and full of veggies. So at this point, we're going to let this soup cook. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we'll cover it and reduce it to a simmer and let it cook for about 12 to 15 minutes or until those potatoes are nice and cooked through. All right, so our soup has been simmering. These potatoes are nice and soft. So at this point, I'm going to add the ground beef that we cooked earlier and our shredded cheese. We just have shredded cheddar, and we actually shredded our own cheddar from a block because when you buy shredded cheddar, it comes with that anti-caking agent on it, which is fine. It just doesn't melt as easily with that. So if you shred your own, it melts much more easily. Yeah. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper and let this cook. Just really until that cheese is melted.
Yeah, so we can get it nice and thick. So while that is cooking, I'm going to talk about our croutons. So we bake them, and they look beautiful and golden.
Yes.
And they're super crunchy.
Oh my God. I think I might be most excited just for the croutons.
Yes, they're so good on top of the soup. And then the other toppings that we have today, we have some pickles, and then some sliced grape tomatoes, and more cheese, because
Of course. Hello.
you can never have enough cheese.
No.
So feel free to customize with whatever toppings are your favorite burger toppings.
Yes. And so this soup, if you let it cook a little bit longer, it might get a little bit thicker. And if you want to adjust that thickness, if it's too thick for you, you can add a little bit of milk to thin that out a little bit. Ours is perfect as it is, so we will just leave this. There are a lot of other really fun topping ideas that you could put on your soup as well. It's basically just like customizing your own hamburger. So diced onions, you could do jalapenos. Some people like to put those on.
Definitely, that would be me.
Yes. You could also, if you wanted to, dice up the pickle and the tomato really finely, or not so finely, and just mix it right in your soup instead of having it as a topping.
Yeah.
again, it's really just like customizing your own cheeseburger.
Okay, I'm gonna grab some croutons from
Oh my God, how could I forget? Okay.
The best part.
Yes. Alrighty. Oh my gosh.
So good.
It really tastes like a cheeseburger.
Yeah, it's like the perfect comfort food.
Yes. Well, get your soup on with this cheesy recipe.
And to get this recipe on your phone, text cheeseburger to 78402.
And for more recipes and resources from your mealtime mentors, visit bestfoods.com.